Hey folks, welcome to a beautiful day here in Minnesota. It's the first part of March and it's 57 degrees out right now. It's absolutely beautiful. It snowed about 3 inches on Friday. Today's Sunday. Just what a change. My family and I just went and took care of a day hike. We had some lunch out in the woods. It was fantastic. But the reason for this video is to showcase a pack from the Hidden Woodsmen, some products from the Hidden Woodsmen. But in particular this pack that I have. And I'm probably going to title the video my new Hidden Woodsmen day pack. But this pack is far from new for me. Here it is right here. And I purposely overpacked this pack for today's day hike. I didn't need near the gear that I put in here, but I wanted to show you how much stuff I could fit in here. Okay, right now it's not as heavy as when I left. It's probably 15 pounds maybe, something like that. But it's got a nice padded back to it. It's got the standard front pockets here. We've got a Velcro pocket in here, a pocket through there. Okay, so we've got nice snaps here. Okay, good quality snaps. Adjustments on them, of course. Velcro. I'm just going to start pulling out stuff and show you what I've had in it today. I've got my hat. I try to carry this oilcloth around me wherever I go, just about, so I can put my foot on it, or my knee rather. But let's lay out the stuff that I put in this pack on here. Okay. Another nice piece of Hidden Woodsman gear. Alright, so all that was inside that pack, and it rode real nice. If you take a look at the inside, it's a bright color. I like these bright colors for the inside of my packs. It's kind of a dual purpose thing. You could get even a brighter color if you wanted, but it's kind of a dual purpose thing for signaling maybe. Okay, but also it really brightens up your pack. I can see all the way down into the bottom of this pack. Okay, it goes, it's approximately up to my elbow. You know, just real nice, big, wide, deep pockets. Look at the Velcro on this thing. Okay, it's got stitching all over the place. It's not just a little tiny stitch once in a while. I mean, he really goes to town. I see at least 4 stitches on this one, and then he goes back and forth. That's 4 stitches this way, and a bunch of stitches back and forth. I've never had any stitching, Velcro, zipper, anything go wrong with my pack from Malcolm Coderre, the Hidden Woodsman. I'll put a link to his Facebook page up on this video. But I've really been using this pack a lot, and I really like it. This is my go-to fishing pack now. I can put a 6-pack of my favorite beverage in here. I can put my water bottle. I can put my bait, my tackle box, everything in here. You've got inside sleeves right here. Let's see if it shows up right in here, that you could put like your Baco in there, or you know, whatever you want to put in there. Nice and padded. I've just been using the living heck out of this thing, and I've just not been disappointed in the least. You know, you've got attachment system down here. A lot of times what I'll do if I'm going for a day hike is I'll put my tarp down here so that when I close it, oops, my bedroll or my tarp can fit down there. It's just he just does a really good job, guys. If you've seen my other video where I showcase my haversack, I've used the living snot out of that haversack and never had a problem with it. Same thing with this pack. I've been using this for, I want to say it's been close to a year now. So that's why I laugh when I say it's my new pack. It's not really. I just really wanted to use the living heck out of it before I gave it a review. Not really, I mean, the only reason is just to prove that I didn't just get it and, you know, look at the quality and see, oh yeah, that's going to be a good pack. No, I've used the living heck out of this pack, okay? Here's another product that I've been using quite a bit of. My buddy Travis Henry gave me this, but this is from the Hidden Woodsmen, and you can tell my dishes are still dirty. We did just get back. Just got back from a nice little day hike. But this little pack here is real good for your billy pot, your cooking pot system. And the way this closes is it's just like a dry bag. He's making some of these pouches now where it's just like a dry bag, and you can just roll it up. And there you go. Here's another style of pouch that he makes. It's a belt pouch. You could put it on a belt. You could attach it to your pack. Something that I was just talking to my daughter about is my daughter and I like to go backpacking, and this would be a good pouch for her for you know how you got to pick up after your dog or whatever. So plastic bags. She has a foldable or collapsible bowl for her dog. She could put that in here along with like a little Ziploc bag of food, or you know, I mean, the sky's the limit with a little pouch like this. I actually have one very similar to this that I use for my flint and steel kit. A nylon. They're not really like a plastic. I'm not 100% sure what they're made out of, but I've used these in hot weather, and I've used them in cold weather, like very cold weather, like 10 below. And I've never had a problem with any of them breaking or anything. Like I said, I've never had a problem with one of Malcolm's, the Hidden Woodsman's products at all. And I don't just get this stuff and set it on a shelf. This to me screams fire kit, just because it's a nice red material. You could, you know, mark it up with an ink pen and say what's in it. These zippers, I don't know if you've ever gotten a zipper where, you know, it's supposed to be high quality military type gear, and I've had this happen before. Good quality name brand like pouches, and the zippers are kind of rough at the beginning. They just don't slide very well. I've never had a problem with that with one of Malcolm's zippers, and especially this one. I've been really liking this one here. This could be a good toiletry kit, or what I actually had is I had a bunch of food in it for our little outing. But obviously these pouches, I mean, the sky's the limit. You could put whatever you wanted into them. But you know, little tab here, little kind of carrying thing here. But like I said, the thing that really stood out for me on this was the quality of the zipper. It's just, I have some zippers that are starting to go bad right now on my coats and a couple of other things, and it's just a pleasure when you get a zipper that actually works and you can tell is a good quality. Brings us to this particular piece of gear right here. I really like this piece of gear. This is a bear bag, okay? Now, I've heard other folks talk about these bear bags where they're made out of Kevlar and they're supposed to be able to withstand a bear attack. That's not what this is. I personally think that is a little silly, to be honest with you, because maybe the bag will survive, but the bear's going to take the bag, because unless you like tie it with Kevlar rope or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, that's not what this is. This is a bag designed to be anchored over a tree limb to keep your food out of the way of a bear. And this is part of that system. Alright, so it comes with a pouch inside this pouch, and you can store some cordage in this pouch. You can do whatever you want with it, but I always keep cordage with me. Put a rock inside this pouch, sandstone, and then I'll tie a easily removable knot. I don't necessarily have to attach this end quite yet, but go ahead and do it. with gear like this, it's better to contact the manufacturer as far as what the price of it is. The price varies so much by the amount of options that you add or the amount of options that you take away. The thickness of the material, just the overall style of the bag. There are so many variables in this that it would be a disservice for me to start throwing numbers out there. Get a hold of him. He's a super nice guy. Malcolm is a friend of mine, but his products are very good products. I would not review or say the things that I say about these products purely because Malcolm is my friend. Now, don't get me wrong, I try to help my friends out whenever I can, but if you are a friend of mine and you make a product that is subpar or that I cannot really 100% get behind, I'm not going to do the reviews like I do for these products here. There are some friends of mine that make some very good products, and I'm going to be showcasing more of them. But in particular, Malcolm makes some incredible gear. Take a look at the quality of this bag. The stitching here, I mean, he went over that, I don't know how many times he went over that. It's just a big, awesome stitch there. And then of course, you know, this pouch here, whether you decide to use that for the rock or a stick or something heavy to throw over a limb, I think that's a clever idea. I think it was really cool. It saves me the time of trying to tie a loop or something around maybe what may be a slick rock or whatever. It's just a time saver. Boom, dump it in here, tie it onto here, throw it over the tree. Now I got an extra pouch I can mess with while I'm in camp. Maybe I need to gather a little tinder, whatever. You know, you can always use another little pouch. Let's go over this pack a little bit more. This pack, like I said, I have really been using this sucker a lot. So I'm just going to give some rough dimensions. Okay. So it's approximately maybe 11 inches across this way without, I don't know how to say this, but without the gussets. It's not really a gusset, it's just a side panel that gives it some depth. Okay, so it's going to be approximately, you know, depending on how you load it up, but I'm just going to give you a rough idea. It's got dirt all over it from fishing. Approximately 6 inches deep, top to bottom, approximately 14 inches. Nice padding. I want to say this is half-inch thick padding maybe in the back here. I've really been impressed with this, and I'm going to tell you something right off the bat. When I saw these straps weren't padded, which I have another day pack that they're not padded on, and you would think I would learn, but I contacted him and I'm like, you know, what about some padding on there? And he says, Larry, just flip and try it. So I tried it, and these things, the way that they're so pliable and they've got a good width to them, so they distribute the weight very evenly. It's about 2 inches wide. I loaded this thing up heavier than what I should have today, and it rode just fine on my back. I walked, we probably walked 2 miles in and had lunch and then walked back out again. The flaps that will cover whatever you have in here, you know, nice adjustment to it. So if you overstuffed it with maybe clothes or just bulky items, it's just, I just can't say enough about this pack, guys. This is my #1 day hiking, going out into the woods type pack. Once in a great while, I mean, I love my haversack, but once in a while I tend to load my haversack a little too heavy, and I know, you know, I'm not a super big guy, so sometimes it can kind of maybe make my shoulder hurt a little bit or something. But when you know, a regular pack, you can put so much more stuff in this and have it ride a lot better than on a haversack. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still use my haversack all the time, but if I'm carrying a lot of water for my family or you know, going fishing, and like I said, maybe taking a 6-pack of pop or whatever, I'm taking this pack for sure. Alright guys, well, I hope you like this review. Malcolm's a heck of a guy. He makes fantastic products. Talk to him about the thickness of the Coderre about how he double lines. You know, I've got a lining of Coderre on the inside of my pack, and I've got a lining on the outside of my pack. This is pretty close to as waterproof as you're going to find in a pack like this, as far as I'm concerned. I've not gone swimming with it. I usually try to protect my gear in an absolute downpour. In other words, if I'm wearing a poncho or something, I'm definitely going to try to keep my pack dry. But I have been out in some weather, and I've never gotten the inside of my contents wet. I've also had very cold items inside my pack which tend to sweat, and then in a normal pack it'll get your back wet. That did not happen with this at all. I just enjoy it a lot. It's one of those types of pieces of gear for me. There's gear out there, sometimes there's clothes, there's gear, there's stuff that you've used for a long time, and it comes to mean more to you than just the gear or the item itself. It's a, you know, for me, I've got a wonderful wool shirt that's like that. I've got my knife that's like that. I've got some sheaths from Justin that are like that. And this pack is one of those items that, I mean, it just feels like a part of me. It feels wrong to leave it at home when I go out. So it's definitely more than just a piece of gear that I only use once in a while. It's a piece of gear that I use all the time, and it's, when I look at this, it's synonymous with me going out into the woods and having a good time. That's how much I like this stuff. That's how much I like Malcolm's stuff. So I got one more test. I'm going to take it inside and we'll see how the water beads on the outside of it. Even forcing it in there, it barely is doing anything to it. The outside gets wet, but it doesn't get wet on the inside. Alright guys, well, if you're in the market for some pouches or packs or something, give Malcolm a shout. The Hidden Woodsmen. I do not think you're going to be disappointed. I think you'll be rather pleased with any product that you order from him. So, alright guys, hope you liked the video. Take care.